Good morning, Joe Winberg, Bluebird Semaphore. And today I'm going to talk about a book, and the book's title is Rome, and the author is Robert Hughes, Hughes. Now, once again, this book has been laying around in my room for a number of years. Because I wasn't too excited with the title and what I assumed the contents of the book were. Because unlike a lot of other people, I do judge a book by its cover. But listen, I had finished up a bunch of books. I was looking for something to read, and my eyes swept across the title Rome in my upstairs bookcase. So I said, let me see what this is all about. And I started reading it, and lo and behold, it was very slow going in the beginning. You know, as a lot of historians like to do when they're going to talk about a subject. They'll begin by talking about how that subject impacted their own personal biography. So this guy started off doing that, and I said, I'm not going to want to read this, no way. But I kept with it until maybe got into the 30s, pages was. And all of a sudden, up till that point, it was very slow going. But all of a sudden, the guy picked up the pace. This guy, Robert Hughes, he picked up the pace. And I'm close to page 300, and he hasn't slowed down yet. My original reaction was that after the slow start, he came out like a Gatling gun, shooting all over the place with these tidbits of information about the city of Rome, the eternal city, and the history, the social history, the art history of Rome. And as I read further, I come to understand now that this guy is like a leading authority on Western art and I guess particularly Rome. And he covers the whole gamut. He talks about the early days of Rome, which have to go back to before the Common Era. And he just keeps going from there. He gets bang into the AD aspects of Rome, the first couple of centuries, and then on and on and on, more centuries. And we get the popes, we get the saints, we get the apostles, we get everybody, we get the big time artists in this, and all of a sudden, the whole world of Rome is an entirely different thing for me. Entirely different. You see the impact that Rome had on the rest of the world. It's highly significant. Highly. Like I said, we got the popes in there, all the popes, all of them. We have the heresies, the heretics. We have the saints and the angels. I don't know about the angels so much, but we definitely have the saints, the martyrs, all the stuff that Rome is noted for. The architecture, the construction, the people behind the construction. This is a sweeping story of Rome. It's not that big a book. It might be 500 pages. But he doesn't, the book isn't filled with a lot of baloney. It's mostly facts, 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 facts. It's good. You want facts, you'll get facts with this book. And I mean, the comparisons that he makes between the ancient times and maybe the not so ancient times, the early part of the new era, and the way they coincide with the modern era. He makes one example that really stands out with me. It's one of the dudes. He came from nothing, and he rose himself up to be a big shot in the Roman society. And I said, boy, this guy's career, you know, his history sounds an awful lot like somebody out of the 20th century. And then sure enough, the author is comparing him to Mussolini. And very similar events, although, you know, I think that this guy I'm talking about, he was head and shoulders over Mussolini as far as his understanding of Rome and what he wanted to do with Rome. Although, because he came from nothing, eventually the aristocrats got rid of him. And in the beginning, they were following him and praising him, and he was like the big deal. I wish I could think of his name right now. It started with a V, I believe. And he started from nothing. I think he actually took care of pigs. So he was a real low dude. He was low. And somehow he got embedded. He got the military guys on his side. And he was able to move the city and its social pieces of what they did back then. And I think we're talking for this guy, I think we're talking like 1500. And so I'd like to say that as I finish this book, I'll come back and I'll give it more in-depth analysis. Once again, the book is simply called Rome, and it's by somebody, Robert Hughes. And the reason why I have this picture up, because this is a painting I made. And I called it, even before I jumped into this reading of Rome, I called it Venetian Roads. Roads being, of course, as you know, the waterways, you know, outside the entrance of the harbor to some port or other, you know. And the ships wait out there until the harbor master clears them for entry. So this is my interpretation of the roads outside Venice in the old days. And seeing that I was going to talk about it, I threw this painting up. know, of course this is all oil paint. The painting itself was done over a time, a couple of years. They did it a first take, probably more than 2 years ago, maybe 3, maybe 4. And I was just sitting around doing nothing, and I needed to paint. So I took it and I painted right over the original painting. I'm doing that a lot. I've kind of always done that. And so that's part of my technique, is paint overs. I think you get better results when you do that. Anyway, I'm going to click this off. The book, once again, I can recommend this book, even though I haven't finished reading it. I can recommend it because I know it's laden with facts. There's nothing that I don't like better than facts. Facts are the whole thing. Yep, facts are the whole thing. All right then, people listening to Bluebird Semaphore, thanks for listening. And the whole reason why I'm not putting anything up lately is because I can't get it to work. As you see, I'm videotaping this, holding the phone in my hand, which I, really never did. I would always have it in the whatever that thing is called, the tripod, and then I would simply take it off of the phone, put it on my PC, and then upload it to Bluebird. But those steps aren't working. So part of what I'm doing is I'm trying to see if I can tape right off the phone, which I used to do back in the old days, and I'll see if I can then upload it to Bluebird and it will work. I get error messages when I try to do it from the tripod, the phone sitting in the tripod and doing that. And I get error messages. It used to work fine. I mean, 100% of all the stuff that's up there, that's the way I did it. And then all of a sudden, it didn't want to do it anymore. This is one of my pet peeves about this whole thing with the internet, is that the technology idiots, they constantly upload your phone and upgrade it, and they change things, and they don't tell you what they changed. When I was in the business, if we did a software upgrade on your equipment, we gave you reams of readouts and printouts of what was changed and what you could expect as far as problems when we software upgraded your device. But not today. These guys are so arrogant, they just change it, don't even tell you. Well, maybe they tell you, but maybe they don't. And they certainly don't tell you what's been affected. Certainly not the stuff in the background. Might tell you the big stuff, but not the little stuff. Anyway, I've called them maggots in the past. I'll continue with that. Bunch of maggots. And I feel sorry for all these young people who don't know diddly about technology, and they are super captured by this stuff. And they're going to live the rest of their miserable lives under the thumb of these maggots. What are you going to do? That's life in a big city, folks. Succumb or you're done. Succumb and you are done. So there's no way around it. You're done. You're fried. You're cooked. You're eating this stuff. And it'll never end. But that's what you guys, you young'uns, have to look forward to. You're going to have to live in this garbage for eons. So enjoy it, and I'll be talking to you. Bye.